Hello everyone, this is Abhishek Chauhan and today's topic is law of variable proportion, which is also known as law of return to a factor or law of diminishing returns. Now what's the statement says about this law? This law states that when we increase the quantity of one input, which is variable, keeping the other factors constant, fixed, the total product initially increases at an increasing rate and then at a decreasing rate and then finally becomes zero and then negative in rate. Again, what the statement says, when we increases the quantity of one input variable, keeping the other factors constant, the total product initially increases at an increasing rate and then at a decreasing rate and then finally becomes zero and then negative in rate. Now, for example, if we take labor as input and land and building as fixed, then on increasing labor input keeping building fixed, then the total product first increases at an increasing rate, then at decreasing rate, then it becomes zero and then negative in rate. Now how all this happens? Suppose we have taken example, suppose initially we have two laborers and what we decide is to increase the number of laborers from 2 to 4, and what we see, we are getting more output in comparison to the initial conditions. So here total product is increasing at an increasing rate. Seeing the conditions, we further decide to increase the labor from 4 to 5, and now this time output we are getting is not up to our expectations. So here total product is increasing but at a decreasing rate. And why all this happens? Because now this time old labor, which is 4 in number, will consider themselves superior in front of the fifth labor, and they'll not do that much amount of work which you are expecting from them. So this is how on increasing labor from 5 to 6, then 7, and then rate becomes 0 and then finally negative. Now moving ahead towards the assumptions which we consider in this law, the theory is related to short-term functions. Number 2, we take two factors of production, that is fixed and variable. Number 3, technology remains constant. And number 4, the law applies on fields only. So these are some assumptions which we consider in this law. Now moving ahead towards the diagram of law of variable proportion. So here is the diagram of law of variable proportion. On y-axis we are taking total product and on x-axis we are taking units. So basically this diagram is consisting of two parts. The part 1 consists of total product and part 2 consists of the graph of another average product and marginal product. So this is the graph of average product and this is the graph of marginal product and this is the graph of total product, and the whole diagram is divided in three phases. Phase 1 is known as law of increasing returns, as here the graph is increasing, so this is known as law of increasing returns. In this both average product and marginal product increasing. So look at the graph, here both average product and marginal product are increasing. This phase ends when marginal product is equals to average product. Here at this point where average product and marginal product intersects, here phase 1 ends. Now phase 2 is law of decreasing returns. Here are some decreasing graph, so this is known as law of decreasing returns. Phase 3 is law of negative returns. As there is some negative portion of marginal product in this graph, so this is known as law of negative returns. Now here are some points in this graph, important points. Here is a point F. This point is known as point of inflection. Here marginal product is maximum, and there is also a point E. Point E is the point at which marginal product is 0 and total product is maximum. So at last, important is marginal product can be negative but total product cannot be negative. Here from graph we can see marginal product is negative and total product cannot be negative. So this is the whole summary of law of variable proportion.